What's up, y'all? It's Rhonda Lynn, and you're listening to the Social Therapy Podcast. What's up? Did y'all miss me? I was supposed to drop an episode on Sunday. I've been having technical difficulties with my Mac. It ain't working for me. I thought I could fix it, but I can't. Then I had to turn it in. So now today we are on my iPhone, so the quality might be a little off, but it is what it is. We're making it work, right? Because I'm just that dedicated to being consistent with y'all. I'm trying, okay? It's a process. God ain't through with me yet. That's all I got to say, all right? But today we're talking about Britney Spears, y'all. She is free from her conservatorship, from her people, from her daddy. Okay, she is free, and we're going to dig into that. Tell you what that means for Britney and for the rest of us, okay? How can we apply her situation to our own lives in order to be healthy individuals in this life? Okay, so let's go ahead and dig into it. But you already know, before we go any further, I gotta give a shout out to our sponsor because they pay the bills around here. Who do you think gonna get my computer fixed? Shout out to Motivated Coffee. They got the best coffee on the internet. You can find them at motivatedcoffee.com. You can find them on Amazon too, because they just got listed on Amazon with Prime shipping. Free shipping there, free shipping here. Best coffee on the internet, GMO free, fair trade beans, easy on the stomach, and a smooth taste. Once again, you can find them at motivatedcoffee.com or on Amazon, amazon.com/motivatedcoffee. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, as a lot of y'all know, there was a big movement around Britney Spears. And up until like the hashtag Free Britney movement, I didn't even really know what was going on with her. When I heard out about it, I was like, dang, that's messed up. Like, she's like a prisoner in her own life. Like, she's not even in jail, but it's like she's in jail. And it's like the only place she could find peace and freedom was within her own mind. And you know what? You had to be a really strong-minded person in order to make it through everything that she's gone through and still be able to smile every day, okay? So basically, Britney Spears was freed from her 14-year-long, some outlets say 13, so I'm going to say about 14 years, right? Her 14-year-long conservatorship based off of a ruling of a California judge on Friday, November 12th. Judge Brenda Penny is quoted as saying the following: "The court finds and determines that the conservatorship of the person and estate of Britney Jean Spears is no longer required. The conservatorship of the person and estate of Britney Jean Spears is hereby terminated." Amen, y'all. Okay, this girl is free. She has been on lockdown for 14 years. Could you imagine? Okay. Now, after this hearing, Britney later took to Instagram with a live video of her 500 plus fans rejoicing in the streets. She stated how much she loves her fans and gave thanks and praise to God. "I think I'm going to cry the rest of the day." Go ahead, Britney. Cry, girl. Let it all out. You deserve to be able to express your emotions without people taking that as a signal to deem you as mentally unstable and lock you down and take away your freedom. I mean, really, if we think about it, if we go back to when she had that public breakdown, I mean, I'm no mental health expert by far, okay? But why is it that women aren't able to express their emotions without somebody thinking that there's something wrong with them, okay? Like, are we not human? Do we not feel? Are we not allowed to express ourselves without being deemed as combative or too masculine or too emotional, take things too far, or being mentally unstable? That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to know, okay? But I digress. Even though she was ruled as being free from her conservatorship of herself and her assets, it's not 100% yet, okay? Although she is in complete control of her person, she still has a temporary conservatorship of her finances by accountant John Zabel. Okay, and I hope I'm saying his name right. He is considered a safety net at this point. Okay, his responsibilities are said to be to execute her estate planning documents and transfer any assets outside of Britney's trust into her own trust, okay? And you know what, y'all? At first, when I first seen, like, dang, what, she still got a temporary conservatorship? They still don't trust her? I was like, you know what? Nah, nah, nah. The way her people been operating on her for the last 14 years, ain't no telling what they've been on, the lies they done told, the money that is spent, the investments they made with her money. You know what I'm saying? That they did not earn. You know, it takes a professional to be able to comb through all those documents, all that mess, and trace down every dollar that was spent. And you know what? Somebody who's been through what she's gone through and just gained their freedom not even a week ago, that is not something that she needs to be dealing with and focused on entirely right now. She needs to be focused on her mental health and getting herself back to a state of stability. Okay? Now, of course, she needs to understand what's going on, right? She needs to be educated about where everything is and where it stands and what happened, you know. So, I mean, Brittany, if you got to take a class, you might just have to do that so you can understand. Accountant is telling you while he's explaining to you what's going on, so you don't miss nothing because you've been in the dark for too long. And I'm sorry, I just would not trust. I would have trust issues, okay? I would not trust anybody fully. I don't care what you do for a living, okay? I got to know for myself, okay? Especially after going through what she went through. And it would take a while for me to get over. I might not ever get over it. I might always need receipts and clarification. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, okay? Now, of course, there are still hearings to be scheduled in order to deal with the remaining motions and petitions in her case. So this is still a battle, okay? Still a battle. However, she's winning. She's winning the battle, okay? It's all, I'm not saying it's a coasting from here, but the hardest part is over, okay? So congratulations to Britney. Britney will be 40 years old on December 2nd. Y'all, I'm almost 40. I can imagine being held under lock and key for that long. I mean, you know, life is already hard enough. I mean, from the age of 26 to where I am now, your girl been through a lot, okay? And a lot is from experiences with other people who haven't always had the best intentions for me, but at least I had the ability to make decisions on my own on how I handled those situations, and if need be able to obtain justice for myself and choose the way that I do it, right? That's something that was taken from her, okay? She was placed under her conservatorship at 26 years old when she had a public breakdown that was caught on video by paparazzi. I mean, you know, back then, the paparazzi was our social media of today, right? And they can skew things to seem a way that it really isn't. And we see that every day right now, okay? There's a whole situation going on with the baby and his baby mama and his ex-chick or whoever, and it's all playing out live on social media right now. And he's giving like his take on it because he going live as he kicked her out and called the police, and she got a 3-month-old baby. And it's like, what really happened? What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? What's the behind the scenes? You know, it looks to be one way, but we all know, male or female, whether you've been in a similar situation or not, we all know there's more to the story, but anybody can make anything seem like it's a certain way when they only given bits and pieces of it, okay? So we have to be aware that you cannot believe everything that you see and everything that people say. You can't, okay? The Free Britney movement started when the New York Times released a documentary called Framing Britney Spears. When they released this documentary, it put a spotlight on her conservatorship. The movement peaked when Britney basically pleaded for her life during a June court hearing where she very emotionally called for the conservatorship to be abusive, and she stated that she was traumatized. But she didn't call for it to be deemed abusive, but she said that it was, and it was later found to be as such, okay? So let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. Y'all know I'm dealing with these written notes because they're not typed. What does that say about my handwriting? I don't know. Okay, so at a later hearing held in July, she pleaded with the courts for an investigation of her conservatorship, okay? At this point, the judge, Penny, same Penny, ruled she could choose her own attorney, okay? Instead of the court-appointed, allegedly biased attorney, which held much to gain at the time from her situation, okay? Once she got a new attorney, bam, her father was suspended as conservator of her estate. And it's like, why couldn't her current attorney do that for her? Because he had much to gain. As soon as you get a new attorney, your father is literally suspended from being over you and your stuff. Apparently, somebody wasn't working at their full capacity. That's all I got to say about that. Well, not really, but that's all I'm going to say about it, okay? And at that time, he was ordered to turn over nearly $60 million of assets to the temporary conservator accountant Zabel. $60 million. Y'all, think about this for a second. She's been under her conservatorship for nearly 14 years, and she still has a net worth of $60 million. How much of a net worth did she have 14 years ago? How much has that decreased down to $60 million? And this is why she has a accountant on her team who is going to get the answers for her, as she has stated very explicitly that she will be suing her family for her money back. Girl, get your money, okay? Run me my coins, said Britney Spears. Okay? Now, word on the curb is that her mama is trying to sue her for legal fees associated with being sued, with being a part of this case of the conservatorship. Lady, how do you sue when you lost? You lost. Okay, you lost. You are at fault. How dare you sue somebody for getting from up under your thumb? Make it make sense. You that mad? Stay mad. Just stay mad. Okay? Shouldn't change your way of living. Make your own money like the rest of us. Okay? Now, I hope Britney sues every single person involved and she gets every penny back that was mishandled, and for the emotional and any other distress that she may have incurred during the last 13 years or so. Okay? I really do. So, because she deserved it. Okay? People get sued every day, okay, for emotional distress. Run Britney her coins. Okay? And not just the coins you owe her, but some more. Run her some more. Get your checks garnished when you get your little job, because you ain't got her money to live off of no more. Let her get that too. Okay? So what are some of the things that she can do now that she couldn't do before? Okay? Let's dig into that. First of all, she can buy a house because she over her own money. Okay? She can buy her own home. She can go shop for a house, say, I like this one, I want this one, and buy it without anybody having anything to say about it. Okay? She can get married. Y'all, Brittany got a man. She's engaged. She's about to have a whole husband. She's about to be a whole wife. And up until Friday, she was not allowed to get married if her daddy didn't want her to have a husband. Okay? Y'all see where this is going? Y'all see how deep this shit run over a grown ass woman? Over a grown woman. It's pathetic. She can vote now. Okay? Basically, a judge, when you're in a conservatorship, a judge decides if you're competent enough to vote. But now that she's not under a conservatorship anymore, she can vote at her own free will or not. It's up to her, right? She has that choice. She can have another baby. Now, Britney expressed many years ago, I think like 6 years ago or so, that she wanted to have another child, but her family had an IUD implanted in her to keep her from getting pregnant, and she was not allowed to remove the IUD, which means she was not allowed to have any more kids. And we already know that her kids was taken from her as a result of her mental breakdown by her money-hungry ass baby daddy, okay? Who's worse than any baby mama I've ever heard of before in my life. I'm just saying. She can drive. She can drive a car. Like literally. And it's not like she wasn't allowed to drive. But when you're in a conservatorship, they, depending on what type of person the person is that has a conservatorship over you, they can decide whether or not you can come and go or not, right? And so her dad had her license taken away from her when she was under their conservatorship. So if she don't have a license, she can't drive. And he decided that she wasn't capable of driving on her own. But her license has since been reinstated. She can hop in the car and go wherever she want to go when she feel like going. So amen to that, okay? To that freedom right there. It's a whole nother level of freedom when you can just come and go as you please, okay? She can access her money, okay? She can go to the bank and draw some money out the bank and go shopping when she wants to and buy what she want to buy. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to ask permission to spend the money that she worked hard for. And even though she has a temporary conservator of her finances, we already stated what his responsibilities were. His responsibilities do not include telling her that she can't use her credit card, she can't use her debit card, she can't go to the bank and draw out some money to go buy whatever the heck it is that she want to buy with her money. That's not his role as her temporary conservator of her finances. It's at a higher level than that, okay? She can visit the doctor, okay? She controls her medical care now, not someone else telling her whether or not she needs to go to the doctor like a child, okay? When you have kids, your kids don't feel good, you decide if it's serious enough for them to see a doctor, what kind of doctor to go to, which doctor to go to, and you are the one that is explaining the condition to the medical staff when you take them to the doctor. Now she can communicate for herself. She can choose her own doctor, and she can do whatever she wants with her body, okay? That's the main point here, okay? And she can work. If she wants to get back into working, into performing, into acting, into producing, into whatever it is that she wants to do, she can do that at her own will, and nobody else can stop her or tell her that she can't. Or if she decides she don't want to work, can't nobody make her work neither. It's up to her, okay? It's all up to her. She can see her friends. Okay, as we learned during the Free Britney movement, she was restricted to who she was allowed to be around because they didn't want them influencing her mindset. Like if you ever known someone or ever been in any type of like abusive relationship, a lot of times the abuser, pulls you away from your family, pulls you away from your friends. They don't want you having a relationship with anybody outside of them because the people outside of your relationship may make you more aware that, for one, you're not crazy. The stuff that you're going through is not normal. This person does not love you, because love does not hurt. And so by them keeping her in a bubble, they were able to act however they wanted to without the outside influence of people telling her, girl, this ain't right. This is not how you're supposed to be living. That's not normal. It gives them the ability to have more control over her. Okay. And she could hire a lawyer. She could hire the lawyer she want to hire for whatever she got going on. It's not one that they choose that's going to be indebted to them because they're the ones paying, right? And if you have a lawyer that's biased, that's not your lawyer, that's their lawyer. Your best interest is not their best interest. Their best interest is your family's best interest, because they essentially work for them. You hear what I'm saying? So basically, basic life shit in America. I know there's people in other countries who have less rights than we do over here, but over here, these are things that we honestly take for granted, that we have the ability to do every day, and these things are being given back to her, and she is able to live a more fulfilled life. Okay, she has basically gotten her basic human rights back. Okay, and last but not least, I want to add in here that she can have a meaningful relationship with her current children. Now, I'm pretty sure that her baby daddy is going to put up a fight, but at least she can fight, and she can choose her own lawyer to fight with. Okay. Now, I honestly believe that Britney is, for the most part, okay. She has, of course, some family trauma that would take her years to overcome, but mentally, she's not any worse off than the rest of us, okay? Because there's a lot of us who have a lot of trauma, family issues, and we walking around here living life, and we are making it just okay, okay? When you in the spotlight and you a celebrity, things are heightened, to be more than what they really are. Now, does she need to heal? Yes, of course she does. Okay, who doesn't need to heal from things that they've gone through in the past? But more importantly, she needs to be accepted for who she is. That's the main thing right there, okay? She's on a journey, and I truly wish the best for her. This is the beginning of, you know how they say, like, today's the first day of the rest of my life? Friday was the first day of the rest of her life, okay? And in my opinion, her family tried to fix her instead of trying to understand her and accepting responsibility for her breakdown in the first place. Hindsight is 2020, and looking back, we can see it for what it is, okay? Especially seeing how things played out, like, I believe they were stressing her out, and it caused her to act out because she was overwhelmed. But we don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know her personally. I'm just saying, this is just my observation. It's my opinion. Okay? Doesn't mean it's... All of us feel like we need some healing in one way or another, okay? Whether it be healing from past relationships, family issues, our jobs, past jobs. And we don't realize a lot of times that these experiences have molded us into who we are today. The wisdom from living life is unmatched to anything you could have ever read in a book. Before we can expect anyone to accept us for us, we have to learn to accept us for us. Love ourselves for all that we are, and not dwell on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas of our past. You don't know what you don't know, okay? And when you trusted before, you believed it was safe to do so. And I'm sure that not in a million years did Britney think that her family would do her in the way that they did her in, like that, okay? I'm sure of it. If you walk around believing that you need to heal, you'll never heal, okay? You'll have a mindset that bleeds through your personality. You'll move and make decisions as a person who is sick and is not okay. I personally have learned that I can't give my past that much power over my future, over my right now. I walk around confident and I love myself. What does healed look like? Okay, that is something I ask myself. Okay, then when I think about what does healed look like, that's what I look like. Okay, that's how I move, that's how I make decisions. I make decisions as a person who is healed. Okay, because if I'm walking around thinking I need to be healed, oh, my last relationship was crap, oh, I got daddy issues, this and that, my childhood was this and that, my relationship with this person is this and that, oh my God, I'm ruined. And if I'm walking around thinking, oh my gosh, I'm ruined, then you're walking around broken. And when you walk around broken, I'm sorry, but you have a target on your forehead, not on your back, on your forehead, okay? Like one of those little thought bubbles walking around, okay? Matter of fact, like you seen the movie, new movie came out, fire. It's the best country western I've ever seen in my life. Like when I was growing up, my dad used to watch country westerns, and I hated I hated watching those country westerns. It was so boring. Okay, they were in black and white. Nobody looked like me. I didn't relate to any of the stories in the movie or the show, and it was just like, what is this? Okay, I mean, really, um but this one, The Harder They Fall, was lit, okay? Everybody was in that movie. It's a black film. And you know what? First of all the characters were based off of real characters. Even though the storyline is fictional, like at the beginning of the movie, it says that the storyline is fictional, right? But the people depicted in the movie are real. And if you do your research, you find out that there were cowboys back in the day, okay? There is such thing as black cowboys, okay? And matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong, I should probably fact check this, but I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere that John Wayne, let me see, dang, my computer ain't working. I think he was black, y'all. Hold on, let me see. I hope this don't cut off because I'm doing this on my phone right now. Let me see. Let me look this up on my phone. John Wayne. Oh no, okay, John Wayne is an actor. Okay, wait a minute. John Wayne cowboy depiction. Why did it say drip? My phone is ghetto. Oh my God. Depiction. Okay. So John Wayne was black. Okay. But, okay. Here's the thing about cowboys and Indians and stuff like that, okay? Back in the day when cowboys were real, running the streets and on their horses and stuff, there were cow lads and cow boys. Cow lads were white people and cow boys were black, okay? And if you recall, black men were often referred to as boys as a way to downplay their masculinity and their adulthood, right? They always say boy this, boy that. So when they were cowboys, that's what they call them, cowboys, and their counterparts were referred to as cow lads, translated today as cow men, right? A lad is a man, okay? So but of course cowboys the one I stuck because everything that we do is lit, okay? And everything that black people do is copied and sold, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically, what I was saying is, you're walking around like the main character in that movie. He had a cross carved into his forehead, right? I don't want to give the movie away, but at the beginning of the movie is when the cross was cut into his forehead and he had it there for life. So everybody that's seen him, seen that cross that was carved into his forehead, he was known by that, right? Like he wasn't known as that, but he was known for it. Like if he would have ever showed up anywhere without that cross in his forehead, people would have been asking questions. It would have been noticed because They know him for having that cross and they know his story, okay? And you are walking around with a target on your forehead just like him if you're walking around wounded, thinking that you need to be healed. And that's where I was going with the whole cowboy thing, right? You know, I got to break it down. Okay. Anyways, I want you to understand that you are not broken. You are not sick. You don't need to be healed. Okay. Understand that someone told you that you were in need of healing. Okay. Because you are not moving and responding in the same way that they are. Someone made you feel bad. Someone did something against you, towards you, to instill feelings of feeling bad to the point where you think that you need to be fixed. Okay? That you think you need to heal, that you think you need to get over it. Right? This is not who you are naturally. Okay? People don't walk around thinking in their head that they need healing all day. Okay? They live life. Okay? So stop holding back. Britney was in a whole conservatorship and she still got engaged to be married. How hard was that, okay? Getting a husband threatened her family's financial stability. They was not going for it, okay? If she had fallen victim to her situation fully, she would still be in it. Regardless of how the fans reacted and pushed for her conservatorship to be investigated and looked into and for her to be free, she was not ready. If she had fallen completely into the sinkhole, she would still be in it. She would not have been in court saying that she was traumatized and that and pleading for the court to look into the abuse that she was experiencing at the hands of being in a conservatorship. She would not have had the mental capacity to do so. Okay? But yet, here she is, free, because she fought for herself. Okay? The best way to move on from any situation is to learn from it. Sit in it and get that lesson. Okay? Don't avoid it, because you gotta work through it so you can get rid of it. You gotta grow from it. You gotta understand how you got there and recognize the strength it took to get out and the wisdom that you got as a result. You gotta recognize that you now have the knowledge that will prevent you from being in that situation again. Some people might call you bitter. They might say you hold grudges. They might say you don't let go of nothing. But you know what? You have to realize that we are programmed to keep ourselves safe, right? We are programmed, we are created. Our internal instinct is survival. Okay, this is why we have progressed so much throughout the years. This is why if you end up in a deathly situation, your body will start to, its main purpose is to protect the heart, to protect the brain, right? So if you end up in a situation where you're freezing to death or something like that, your body is going to stop blood flow to your scalp, to your fingertips, to your toes, because it's taking all the blood and it is making sure that you have a sufficient amount of blood pumping through your heart so you can survive. And our brain works the same way. We are able to catalog memories and feelings and emotions and experiences so that we can protect ourselves from experiencing the same hardships over and over and over. And if you are allowing yourself to experience the same hardships over and over and over, you are choosing to do so. And that's my opinion, okay? Because how many times have you seen red flags and you like, you know what? I'm just going to see. Your mental is telling you something ain't right, but you are choosing to see anyway, okay? Don't downplay your intuition. Don't, okay? Look at it as like, how can I say this, okay? Well, first of all, let me say this, okay? This will, this is going to, going through all this stuff, right, and taking it for what it is, it requires you to raise your standards on life or get some standards, okay? Standards are not just for relationships, okay? They're not. Standards are for every aspect of life. You should have a standard for yourself and standards for people and situations around you in order to benefit yourself, okay? It's not selfish, okay, to want to live for as long as you can and comfortably as you can. There's no reason to suffer if you don't have to, okay? And then you take all this and then you come back at life armed and ready to win, okay? That's what life is supposed to teach you how to do, how to arm yourself with the ability to discern whether or not a situation is good for you, act accordingly, and then win. When you have a I need to be healed mindset, you make yourself vulnerable, okay? Think about it. If you're cut and then that cut heals, it leaves a scab. And in the wrong conditions, that scab can be ripped off and then you bleed again. Hell, you might pick at it yourself. Now your healing has to start all over. And then that leaves a dirty, nasty, ugly scar because it's been picked and bled and picked and bled and picked and bled, okay? And then the scar is a constant reminder of all the woes of your past, the heartbreak, the trauma, the brokenness. Don't be a victim to your own mindset. Put some Neosporin on that cut. Get stitches if you need to and protect it so that it can heal, so you don't have to get cut again and have to go through the process of healing again. Don't prolong the process. Get your lesson up out of it and move on. Right? Was that it? That's it. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to this episode this week. I know it's a little bit late. We're going to start a new series starting next week on Wednesdays. Wednesdays? Damn. You know what? Ugh. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say Wednesdays for now, but my work schedule is crazy. But I might have to pre-record and just drop them on Wednesdays. But we're going to do, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's going to be a dating series. I'm going to talk about the crazy dates I've been on over the years and recently, right? I was talking to a friend about it last night. She was like, girl, these stories are crazy. You need to talk about it. So yeah, we're going to do a whole series on dating starting next week. Okay. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you like this episode, if you feel like you know someone that could benefit from hearing it, make sure you pass it on along, send them the link. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and on TikTok and subscribe, like, share. Oh yeah, and follow us on YouTube too, because we're on there too, okay? But anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, share this episode, and until next week, peace.